Club, especially that era of the Mickey Mouse Club, was sort of a proving ground for future pop stars. I mean, obviously, Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake were there with her, which is an incredible percentage of the class that has gone on to fame and fortune. There again, I mean, the Mickey Mouse Club was not, I don't think it had ever really been seen as a breeding ground for pop stars necessarily, the most recent incarnation, but that's what it turned out to be, because the same skills that she used in that are the ones that have taken her to arena stages around the world. The singing, the dancing, they're able to be sort of instantly likable on stage. All that stuff was honed with the Mickey Mouse Club.
Britney associating with herself with that attached her name to a very wholesome franchise, and it certainly got her career going. It gave her a boost. I wouldn't say, I think most Mouseketeers have that opportunity. It's up to them afterwards how far they can go, and Britney was a standout.
And who would have thought that the producers there or the casting directors had such a keen eye for talent, because they picked out some huge stars, and all of these people perhaps had a great launch pad. The show helped them to forge ahead and get to success, but actually they all had this innate talent that meant they did actually have star potential.
After the Mickey Mouse Club, she went back to Kentwood, finished up high school, did all that. And while this was all going on, she had met a lawyer in New York named Larry Rudolph, who later went on to become her manager. Larry had connections at Jive Records. He was trying to get Britney auditions with several of the labels. And Britney did a little audition tour where she had to go up to the labels, meet the people, and actually sing for them in their offices. And I guess the folks at Jive Records saw the potential. But the folks at Jive did something that was brilliant. And that was they hooked her up with a producer named Max Martin.
Well, to be honest with you, I'd been recording for a while, and they sent Baby to Jive Records from Sweden. Max Martin wrote the song, and I heard the song, and automatically I was like, you know what, this is going to be a hit, and it was amazing. So,
Baby One More Time, it had a great hook, no doubt. I mean, it had, and the compression in her vocals sort of added a little bit of mystery to it. It sounded great in clubs. It's the sort of song that doesn't take a lot of imagination to latch onto. I mean, which is what the perfect pop song is. It's something that should be instantly digestible and instantly memorable. And Baby One More Time certainly was. So especially when coupled with the video, it really worked.
Baby Hit Me One More Time was a massive worldwide hit for lots of reasons. A, it was a great pop song. Hear it on the radio, it leapt out of the radio. It's just well-written, simple, great pop song. The second thing about it was it had this very sexy video, which it's kind of it's the stereotype male fantasy of the schoolgirl, and she looked fantastic, but it was a bit of fun as well. The kids dancing around the school. It was a simple, well-made, sexy video.
I think that song, had it not been married to that video, would not have had nearly the impact that it did. The schoolgirl scene in the video was, a stroke of marketing genius that apparently Britney came up with herself. Apparently that was her idea to do the schoolgirl outfit. And that visual married with the song was really what broke it. I mean, the song's fine. It's a fine pop song. But what was remarkable was the video. And that's what really, I think, broke that song open.
When I first saw Baby One More Time, I think we were all a little bit stunned in the office, because here was quite a saucy schoolgirl, and she was not ashamed to be showing her flesh, and she was quite young as well, so we were like, this girl's a little bit rude. And every boy that was sat in the office almost fell off their chairs. They were drooling on the floor because there was this teenage girl living up to every kind of guy's fantasy. And it was just a great video. The dance routines were really good. The song is really, really strong. And at the forefront of this, you have a really cute girl. And from that moment, you knew Britney was more than just a one-hit wonder. She was this brand, and she was something that was going to be around for a long time.
It's always been very hard to tell how aware Britney was of her sexuality and what it meant to people. And this was a case where, every interview she gave about that video, she said, oh, I thought it would be fun. We'd put on Catholic schoolgirl outfits and dance around. And she talks as if she has no idea that she's a sexual human being. There was so much written about her sexuality. And how aware was she that she was being this vixen? And I mean, the Rolling Stone cover during the first album, she was on the cover in a bra, laying on her bed, and then inside the shoot, they showed her bedroom with her laying half naked. I mean, she was still, I forget exactly how old, but she was like 16 or something like that. Very young. And every interview she gave, she was just like, I don't understand why people are shocked. I mean, Christian groups were boycotting her. You know, people were getting outraged. People were outraged. And Britney always just made it seem like, oh, I don't understand what the big deal is. And you got to look at it and think, either she was incredibly naive to the point of just being somewhat brainless, or she was incredibly shrewd. And I guess everyone has to take their guess as to which they believe.
In the middle of November, whilst riding high on the success of Baby One More Time, Britney embarked on her first full tour, supporting the red-hot boy band NSYNC. For one of the last shows, Britney was to return to the town of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, ironically the very place where she had won the title of Miss Talent Central States a few years before.
Britney first performed here January of 1998. She was booked into the building by Beaver Productions out of New Orleans, and they reserved the date and produced the concert here. She was the opening act for NSYNC, and it was a really big deal for Baton Rouge because, you know, she's a local girl and she had just released her first major record and her first big hit, and it was like a coming home party for her. Her whole town of Kentwood showed up for the concert. It was really pretty exciting for us here. The concert sold out in about 20 minutes. The performance was really high energy. The crowd was excited. The band was excited. She was excited. There was just a lot of energy in the building. You could feel it when you walked through. What I remember most about the evening was the excitement in the building, all her friends and family being over here from Kentwood, and how excited they were to see her, how much they enjoyed the show. I mean, every one of her friends, you could hear them talking in the audience about, I knew her when she was this, we did this together in the first grade. And, you know, they all knew her. It was all very personal for them. And that made the evening really exciting.
Britney's second hit single, Sometimes, was released in June 1999.
We shot it in LA, and it's a lot of dancing, and it's a place on a beach, and there's a love interest. And it's a wonderful song. It's a really sweet song. It's basically about a girl. She's like in love with this guy, but she doesn't know how to approach him because she's really shy. So.
It was warmly received, together with her other smash hits, Crazy, Born to Make You Happy, and Sonny and Cher's hit, The Beat Goes On.
I thought she had a lot of fun with that song. And that was sort of a savvy updating of this American pop classic that was sort of a cheesy song to begin with, and